Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sanjana. In today's video, I'm going to be talking you through how you can use the notes pages that are at the back of the Ink Bucket planner, why you should use them, and in what circumstances you shouldn't be using them. So let's get started. Actually, before we begin, I quickly want to mention that I've set up quite a few of these notes pages, and if you want to know more details about any of these, I will link a playlist in the description box below that has only these notes set up videos. So yeah. The first thing or the main thing that you need to think about is what is your focus for that particular year. What are you envisioning for yourself, and then try to anchor these spreads based on that. Let's say your focus is finances, then here I have created one of the spreads to track the savings, or you can also create a spread about writing different sources of income, your ideas, like brainstorm it there and see which one do you actually want to implement. Or if you've already done that, and if you want to, let's say you want to become a coach, so try to create a spread based on that. Okay, what do you want to coach on, how do you want to help people, and all of those things, you can put that down there. And if your focus is health, then write down your favorite healthy recipes. So what are those? You might not put down the exact recipes, but you can write down, okay, these are the recipe names. So these are the food that I would really like to have in case of this situation. The very common thing, I actually have a different book in which I have written down like recipes for winter, recipes for spring, recipes for summer, because I do notice that a body needs different types of food in different seasons. So I have divided it based on that. And you can also do it based on breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. So whatever it is, write down your favorite recipe names, and then you can probably go to your database and see what the actual recipe is and then cook that particular dish. Or you can also write down the details of workout routines. So the counts and reps, like they say, oh, do 10 sit-ups and do 10 lunges, so things like that, you can put that down as well. And if you're focusing on changing your identity, if you want to become this new person, if you want to refresh your life, all these things need a little bit of time. At least I would say it needs at least like 6 to 9 months. So that would be a great focus for one particular year. You can really pin that down, and it goes from how to identify what you need to become, as well as taking action to become that person. And for that, some of the spreads that you can create is, one is affirmations. If you're focusing on changing your identity, then affirmations is a go-to tool that I would highly recommend. And you can also create a spread about journaling prompts. So what are the journaling prompts? And if you're interested, I have a free download for both affirmations as well as journaling prompts to gain clarity. So that would really help even if you are changing your identity. And if your focus is self-care, I actually have a spread for that. One thing that you can do is create a spread like this. Basically, this is a reminder page. So anything that I want to remember, I put down here. So one is like, listen to your body, embrace what's good, you're stronger than you know. So really adding down things or adding down quotes or messages that you need to remember. And another spread that you can do is write down your favorite self-care activities. So what is it? And think about it, like what really brings you joy, what really allows you to disconnect from rest of the world and really focus on yourself and work in your best interest. That's one thing you can create. And another spread that you can create is the list of your favorite hobbies, so that you can come back to these pages and see, okay, like these are all my favorite hobbies, I can pick any one of these. So you can do that as well. Or you can do like Jan to December, each month think about, okay, what's one of the hobbies that you would be working on in that particular month. That's just a fun way to do it. And if you're a book lover and your focus is reading, you can create one of these spreads similar to this, like a reading tracker or books to read, the list of books that you might want to read that particular year. So really think about what your focus for that particular year is and start creating spreads based on that. And also, I wanted to mention that very important thing is I did not set up all of these pages at once. I really took time. I think at the beginning of the year, I knew that I wanted to create the financial spread as well as this challenges spread. That's what I had no clue about any of these things. As time went on, based on all the other personal development work I do, you really start to recognize, okay, what is it that I want? What is it that I want to highlight? And then I come up with different type of spreads. And again, shifting back the focus to what you really need and what your focus is, and then come up with spreads based on that. And then sometimes I come up with spreads like purely for functional purposes. For example, this one, I'm gonna be moving soon, so I created a moving tracker here. I just wanted this spread to organize my brain a little bit and make sure that I'm doing everything on time. So that's that. And then this wish list tracker, I created this so that I'm more mindful about the things that I am bringing into my life and I don't end up just accumulating random stuff. So again, like one thing is to see what your focus is, and then another thing is to see like, is there anything that needs extra organization? Or one more thing that I wanted to say is that create spreads for things that you want to highlight from everything else that's going on in your life, on something that you want to put a spotlight on. And also, like I said here, to make your life more organized. And two things that you really need to remember is, one, it shouldn't be a lot of extra work. So these spreads, I spent like half an hour to 1 hour to create each of these spreads, and that's how much it should be. And I said, right, like, don't be in a hurry to set up all of these pages. Take some time. I have like so many notes pages. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 notes pages still left to set up, and I still don't know what I'm going to be putting here. As and when I think of something, if I feel like I need that in my life, then I'm going to put that here. And also, it's very important for me that these spreads do not have a daily commitment, because we need to keep one thing in mind, that planners are supposed to make your life easier. It's supposed to help you achieve your goals. It is supposed to make you more organized and not the other way around. So anything that requires daily commitment to maintain like trackers and stuff, I do not create here. As long as I'm doing those things, I'm okay with it. I do not want to focus on tracking what I have done on a daily basis. And also we have the to-do list section here in order to do that. So that's there, and yeah, it shouldn't be a lot of extra work. And in case you have any questions regarding like what type of spreads you can create on these notes pages, leave the comments down below and I will get back to you. Tell me about like what your focus for the year is, and I can suggest you some spreads. Also, I quickly want to remind you that I have a free affirmation list as well as free journaling prompts to gain clarity, so make sure to check that out as well. I will leave all the details about it in the description box below. So yeah, these were all the spreads. And also I created this highlight spread because it was already there, and if you want to know more about it, check out that playlist. This financials I created to really track like how much do I want to save, like what's the amount and how much am I actually saving, just to compare those two. And this one I actually created because these kind of products become like, it can become very wishy-washy, too like positive kind of thing, and life is not that way. So I just wanted to inject a little bit of reality into my planner and focus on both ups and downs and not just like highlights. So that's why I created, and there are a couple of more reasons why I created the spread. As usual, check out that video in which I explain more. And this one I created so that it acts as a reminder for me. So things that I need to remember anytime I feel a bit overwhelmed, I feel a bit low or confused, I open up to this page and then just take any of the message that might resonate with me in that particular situation. And this one I read because I wanted to write down, I wanted to have a list of the books that I read, because I noticed that I'm reading a lot more this year than in the past. So I'm doing that, and then wish list to become more mindful, and this one just to organize my moving process and make sure that I am doing everything properly. So yeah, these were all the notes pages that I created. Actually, there's one at the front here as well. Let me just show it to you. This is one I created, and these are the habits for better life. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.